Oop, I think we're live. Sorry.
Yep, and we're off.
Cool. So, did you jump into your game yet, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll just go ahead then. Well, hello and welcome, everybody.
Should I wait a couple seconds?
Nah, just go ahead. It's fine.
Alright.
To Grabless Celeste any percent. My name is Fell, and I'm joined by the lovely Spirialis.
What's up, everyone?
So, this category is a good one. It has... it has a lot of differences compared to the normal 90% route. There's a lot of tricks a lot of rooms that rely on grabbing in order to complete them throughout the run, because that's one of the core mechanics of the game. And there are a lot of fancy workarounds that we are able to do and abuse in order to make the game possible without grabbing at all. So that'll be exciting. And for those unfamiliar with Celeste Speedrun itself, I guess I can do a quick tech overview for a lot of the speed tech that we use in the game.
Fortunately, all the speed tech pretty much doesn't require grabbing.
Right.
With the exception of corner boosts, which we can still kind of do in this run.
Yeah, corner boosts are weird because of a funny interaction with... so there's a variant in the game, essentially, that turns off grabbing, but allows what we like to call pseudo-grabs to be possible. And pseudo-grabs allow us to activate blocks that normally require grabbing. And that basically just allows us to... I think that was, like, developer intended to make it possible to complete the game.
At the same time, they patched in the ability to basically do pseudo grabs when you're out of stamina, even in the normal gameplay. So yeah, it's definitely dev intended that we can do that.
And so basically you're gonna see us do a lot of, oh gosh, last room of city, giving me some trouble.
Just the corner jump, just a little bit different than what you're used to, I guess.
Yeah. Not a bad time. So yeah, a lot of the tech we're going to be using is the same as I mentioned earlier, particularly hyper dashes, super dashes, demo dashes, fancy kinds of dashes that basically just allow us to preserve momentum. So far you saw in Chapter 1, there was only one super notable trick that I would say, which was the setup you showed me in the last room, or sorry, in the spike jump room.
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool. I was able to get that one first try. I actually got a really good city. I only died once.
I also died once.
Nice. Yeah, and we go to Old Site. This is like, Old Site's definitely one of the coolest chapters. Casually, I would say. Just because of the dream blocks. People love the dream blocks. Or the galaxy rectangles, we like to call them.
What else?
And then we also...
Space Jam,
yeah. We also meet the main villain, or so you think, of the story in this chapter, which is Battlein. And you'll see her chasing us around.
Oh yeah, I'm doing 2B, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's news to me. So you'll be seeing a couple B-sides from Spirialis then. 2B is a nice play. Little do you guys know, Spirialis is actually better at 2B than he is at 2A.
Debatable, but...
I will be finishing up the battle and chase scene right now. Okay, a little bit awkward movement, but... I've actually never seen 2B Grabless. So you guys are going to get to see that before I do.
Yeah, there's a couple hard rooms. I'm past one of them. The other one's coming up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah. There is, I don't think, if you just do A-sides, there's no, like, super hard stuff until Chapter 4. So some pretty awkward cycles in Chapter 3, but nothing too egregious.
This is the other hard one right here. And we're out of that one.
Yo, let's go. Yeah, Chapter 4 is definitely the first, like, big toughie chapter in this category, and that scares a lot of people. But the real reason that people don't really run this category very much comes in Summit in the last chapter. We can maybe get more into that later, but, like, there's a room. Also, really cool death strat I have here. Let's see if I can get it. Give it a few more tries. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I lost a strawberry. It's alright. We'll get another one later. Okay. There we go.
Base ultra skip still works.
Base ultra skip, yes. Based ultra skip, the grabless variant.
Yeah, it has a minor difference that makes it really weird compared to the normal one if you're used to it, but it's still doable. Not actually harder if you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I will be doing grabless demo dash just to assuage all of the worries of I'm sure all you guys are worried about in chat. Chapter 3, very cycle-based chapter, but definitely got one of the coolest sections to the game as far as like game design, like the huge mess section that I'm about to head into. It's got like 3 sections where you can kind of clean up obstacles, and depending on which order you clean them up in, the other 2 sections will be different because, you know, if I clean up the boxes first, all the boxes are going to be removed from the other 2 places, basically. So basically, you know, 2 people playing the game casually, like in this chapter, would have like totally different experiences, basically. I'm just going to do the normal 80% grab one, which I find to be pretty comfortable. Grabless.
I forgot where the cutscene trigger was. Whoops.
We mentioned earlier that you can technically do corner boosts despite the fact that they require grabbing. And we kind of touched on pseudo grabs a little bit, but what we didn't touch on was basically if the game registers that you're in a dash state, you can actually just grab when you're in dash state, I believe.
Right,
so
you can corner boost out of dashes, but not out of things like hypers.
Correct, because a hyper is technically a jump to preserve speed, not a dash. It's pretty important. At the beginning of next chapter, I'm going to be hopefully getting a pretty cool corner boost out of a dash. But this category is weird. Things don't always work the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, there are definitely some weird differences between grabless variant and normal gameplay that you wouldn't expect.
Yes. Yeah, it's very bizarre. Like, if you were just to play the game without pressing the grab button, you would have a totally different experience than using the grabless variant, funny enough.
Right, there's... People used to do some challenge speedruns with low actual grab before variants came out. I think there's still a little bit of that going on, but for the most part, people switched over to the variant.
Oh, jeez.
And the lowest you can do with actual grabs is technically 1, but more realistically it's 2 because second auto scroller in Ridge is
yeah, that's a doozy.
Kind of a monster. It has not been done outside the task yet. Apparently it's been pretty close to being done, but shouts to Rare Beef and his pause buffer strat with 7 frame perfect inputs.
Oh, that sounds like a monkey ball thing to me.
Yeah, it actually works surprisingly similarly in Celeste. It's just not usually useful because you need to save a lot of time with the strat.
Oh, second try, grabless demo.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. That is frame perfect. And for those who've never seen the demo dash before, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it's pixel perfect, which I think in this context is worse than frame perfect because there's a good chance that you don't even have a frame where you're on the right pixel to do the demo dash.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I've demoed under a dash crystal at the end of the task cycle room twice now.
That sucks.
That's really funny. Oh, we'll get past this one eventually. This is not really one of the tough rooms, but grabless demo is way harder.
Yeah, there's basically no setup for it, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, there is no setup. You just kind of got to neutral and go at it with the frame perfect input, which again may not be possible, depending on. Oh, that's right. So now we get into the boss fight of this chapter. Every chapter has some sort of boss fight in it. This chapter, it's this ghost dude chasing you named Oshiro. I'm not going to spoil it too lot about the game's lore, so anyone who hasn't played it can experience it themselves, but this guy's a mean dude. That's all you need to know.
Is that third try demo? Not bad.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, the grabless demo is really difficult. Alright, now I'm gonna go into the next chapter. Ridge, and this is where stuff starts getting really spicy, I guess you could say. There's 3 rooms that I can think of, I guess 4, you got the spring room and cliff-face, that are known to be pretty difficult grabless. We have strats for them, oh jeez, but they're still kind of tough. I will also be attempting, and I believe Spirialis will as well, the first blockless ultra, which is, I want to say, around as ridiculous as grabless demo dash, would you say?
I feel like in theory it could be more consistent, but in my experience, yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, so look out for that. And then immediately followed after that, there's a really hard room into a room that requires a frame perfect demo dash. So this chapter's fun. It's a good one. As we mentioned earlier, you can activate blocks that you normally would have to grab with this variant. But if I play my cards right in the next room, I won't have to do that. Oh, I can save this. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I can't believe I forgot to... Okay, hold on, let me just... Forgot to mention one of the most important pieces of tech of all in this category, which is the neutral jump.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of neutral jumping. Oh, there we go, second try blockless. Let's go.
Nice.
That's really hard. Neutral jumping essentially allows us to infinitely preserve stamina, because you only have a certain amount of stamina to work with when you're grabbing. But in grabless, basically, it allows us to climb up walls without actually climbing up walls, if that makes any sense. By like releasing our inputs, directional inputs, right as we jump off the wall, and then holding an input to get back to the wall, we can just kind of climb forever. Right. And normally you'd use that to not use any stamina if you're out of stamina or something. But we don't have grabbing at all, so we just kind of have to use it. Oh, and there we go. That demo dash is frame perfect underneath that wall. Speaking of frames, I'm fairly certain that this wall bounce needs to be a jump on the last frame of the dash, and I got it first try. Unless you use a diagonal demo dash, which I know Spirialis.
I got the block with something like fourth cry, I think.
Nice.
Not what we're looking for, but I'll take it.
That's like ridiculously good, actually. We've both been. Oh, whoa, that was a funky dash. We've both been getting these hard tricks pretty quickly, it looks like, which is good. So this room that I'm in right now, the second blocklist, or second auto scroll room. This is the first room this is the room we were talking about earlier that has never been done grabless RTA.
True grabless, that is.
True
non-variant.
And yeah, so I'm gonna activate that. I activated the block to, oh geez. Activate the block to get past it without, you know, doing anything crazy. I will take this path. There we go. And into Cliff Face, where we face the boss battle of this chapter, which is snowballs and really heavy wind. Fortunately,
a terrifying boss.
Yes, snowballs are very terrifying. Let's see if I get the cool strat in this room. Oh, I'll give it another go. There we go. Yeah, I think it's some nice speed. Oh.
Gonna go for this berry.
Oh, yes. Everybody watch Spirialis' speed right now. Please. Do yourself a favor.
If you haven't seen this before, what's happening here is that the spikes on these blocks aren't there while the block is respawning, so you can actually just land on the block.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys all get to see this. It's really, really fun. Did you end up getting it yet?
No, I messed up.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, baby.
So there we go, a little bit prematurely, but we got there.
Nice. So, I'm sure Spirialis will be finishing up Chapter 4 pretty soon, and as I enter Chapter 5. This chapter, like, I don't know if I want to say it plays like a Metroidvania, but there's definitely a lot of paths that I guess are... It's definitely a much less linear chapter than the other ones. There's a lot more branching out in places. And normally in the 80% route, what we do is we actually go and collect this collectible called a cassette, and we go and play the B-side. It's faster to do that. But Gravelous 5B is hard, so I won't be doing that today.
Yeah, I won't be doing that either.
Which means you guys get to see the treat of me attempting to play 5A. Which should be a lot of fun. I went after the cassette. I gotta...
It's that muscle memory.
Yeah, it's very strong muscle memory. Speaking of grabless variants, I'm gonna do something funky in the next room. So you know how we can't grab in this category?
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
You can just do this, because red bubbles.
Yeah, you can just grab on the wall and wait until you run out of stamina. It's pretty good.
It's fantastic.
Most of the time, grabless variant just acts like you're completely out of stamina, but it's definitely not how it's coded, because you still have stamina for whatever reason.
Yeah, you can actually run out of stamina, apparently, with the grabless variant on, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
So now we're approaching completely unknown territory for me. As in, you know, it's not like I haven't played this section of the game before, but definitely I'm not very comfortable with it, as I've put many, many, many hundreds of hours at the other level.
I started going up towards the key. It's not this category.
Really funny story about that too. I don't know if you want to tell that.
Yeah, a couple days ago, I found a setup for early depths key, which was previously believed to be TAS only. The setup involves hypering into a corner 4 times, then setting up on the correct pixel, and then pause buffering an input, and then just ending with a 2-frame up dash. It's pretty good. I know people get annoyed by the term subpixel perfect, and this one is technically not subpixel perfect, but it's, I think, a 2 subpixel window, which is weird to think about because in this game subpixels are floating point numbers, but they're still represented with 1s and 0s. They're still discrete. There's a finite number of values. In this case, each subpixel is roughly, I think, 0.000061 pixels. And the trick has a window of 2 of those.
So definitely a miracle, basically, that this exists in the first place.
Yeah, but there's a setup to get the right subpixel for to make the trick work at all.
High tide 2 times in the very long coin room in unraveling. That was unfortunate.
I hate to see that.
That's Seeker, man. I'll tell you what. I will be doing this. There's a giant section, actually, one of the biggest sections of the game, that I will be completely skipping with this dev-intended skip called Search Skip. Oh, if I can press the right inputs, that is. There we go. Yep, and another neutral jump to finish it off.
Always the first skip that someone should learn when looking to speedrun this game.
Yep, surprisingly easy too.
Yeah, it really is.
It's easy and it teaches you about tech, which is awesome.
And it saved like a minute or something?
Something ridiculous like that. Oh man. There we go. Now, into the section where I'm going to lose a lot of time. Theo. Oh, it happened. It happened! We were talking about that before the race.
Yeah.
You hate to see it. Yeah, so Theo is definitely the hardest, like, the least intuitive part of learning the speedrun of this game. And why 5B is better in a lot of different ways, but 5B is also just genuinely easier because it's got a shorter Theo section. Theo is very hard to learn to control in the speedrun.
I do think 5A Theo is one of the coolest parts of the speedrun, though.
Yes, it's very cool when done correctly, and I believe you're going to be able to see that on Spirialis' screen.
It's not going so well, but getting some of it.
Definitely already better than mine, man. I can tell you that much. Nice little Seeker bonk there. Oh no. This room is very awkward. And I'm going to make a fool out of myself on it, I'm sure. Yep. And there we go. We are through! Woo!
Same. I guess we must be
Definitely looking kind of close.
synced up going into reflection.
That's awesome. Awesome. Speaking of reflection, man, you get ready for this. Nothing crazy I'm going to be doing. I'm taking the baby path.
Are you doing 6A?
Yeah. This chapter has a couple of funny rooms in it, but nothing compared to what Spirialis is about to go do. Oh, also Grabless Lake Skip. This is a trick that exists.
Took 3 tries on that.
Yeah, I took a few tries. So as we enter the second checkpoint here, which I'm not in yet, Speedrun is going to be heading to the left, and I'm going to be heading to the right, because we're going to be playing different chapters. Speedrun, like you saw in 2B, is going to be playing the B side. I will be playing the A side. Great use of neutrals there. We could just climb a giant wall. Oh, I forgot. I can't do that. That probably looked pretty funny. This is one of the harder rooms. Oh, unfortunately a little bit too high there. Yeah, the room I'm in is one of the, probably the hardest room in this chapter to do Grabless.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. It's not that bad.
So you passed the first couple rooms of Hollow 6A isn't bad.
Yeah, there's one room with a pretty tight feather earlier if you don't go bottom route, and I'm not going to, because it just never occurred to me when I was practicing to do that. So I figured out a way to make it okay. But yes, Grabless 6B. This chapter is hard. With grabs. The boss fight in this chapter, oh jeez, is a lot of people's favorite part of the game casually. And you'll be seeing a different version of the boss battle, probably at similar times on both of our screens. That's not the right thing. Can I make this up? Nope. So with some tight feathering here, I can make it all the way to the wall, and then just dash up and make it through there. But that was the other hard screen. I don't think there's anything too egregious in the battle and fight for Grabless.
Remembering now, the last room of start checkpoint in 6B is probably the most changed room between 6B normal and 6B Grabless.
I just imagined that. That's a lot of neutrals.
But we got through it.
Nice.
I wouldn't say it's the hardest part of the chapter, because reprieve still exists, but the most changed, for sure.
Whoa. I just found a unique interaction with the Grabless variant I didn't know about.
What happened this time?
You know how people grab the Kevin block as they're descending into the dev skip room, and they go, they climb to the bottom of it?
Oh, yeah.
You can grab and hold down with the Grabless variant, and it just zorps you to the bottom of the block. So that's cool.
I think that might just be sliding down the side of the block, not actually grabbing it, but...
Because you can't slide down it unless you're grabbing it. The Kevin falls at the same speed as you do.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is kind of weird. Because you can't do that normally.
Correct. It's super weird.
Huh.
Well, I'm in the battle and fight. This place is cool. Just really high action, Just go hug the boss with your dashy powers. The next chapter, I might as well get hyped up for Summit. Well, I'm in the boring section of this chapter, as in like there's not too difficult rooms here. I know Spirialis is gonna be approaching reprieve pretty soon, and that's pretty hard.
I just ended rock bottom.
Oh, nice. So, next chapter has a trick in 2,500 meters, which is a section of checkpoint. That is, just, what Spirialis told me, and from my experience, I guess, it is both X and Y pixel perfect, and not even possible on a lot of attempts. And that is the main reason that a lot of people probably have never touched this category, because they're scared of that room. And that'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people express interest in trying the category, and then they try out that room and just never make it through.
Yeah, they figure, oh, if I put a few hours into this room, this one room, it'll be fine, right? No. No. It's really hard. There's also there's a few flags later on in the chapter that are pretty hard, but nothing in the run quite compares to 2,500 meters. I'm just you guys can start praying right now. You know, like that's the big one. Realistically, nothing else in the run matters except for that room. It's maybe sub 7 pace. Heck yeah. It's actually pretty decent for Crapless 6A.
Having a reprieve moment.
Oh no, not a reprieve moment. Yeah, reprieve is a very infamously difficult checkpoint. Filled with long rooms and lots of fun tricks. Who knew that climbing walls was so hard? I'm having a lot of trouble in resolution. Is Summit super difficult, or was it a generous estimate? The answer is 100% both. We are accounting for a heck of a lot of failures.
Awkward last screen.
Ooh, no Neurocycle?
No Neurocycle.
Unfortunate. Well, I was hoping to give myself a big enough lead that it wouldn't matter in 2,500. But things didn't go as planned. Spirialis is on my tail. And I just gotta hope and pray I get that strat soon enough. It's really hard. Spirialis was the first person to do the 2,500 meter strat in RTA.
Yep.
Which is cool. Kinda cool. Not gonna lie.
I'm not the one who found it. I actually decided to try doing a low grab run back when variant didn't exist, and I looked up in a spreadsheet what all the grab counts were. So I knew I was supposed to be able to get through the screen without grabbing, but I didn't know how to do it. And basically after half an hour of trying, I just had to go into Discord and ask how to do it.
Nice save. I just got a nice save.
And then after finding out, it took me about another 2 hours, so...
Not a lot of screens are super difficult in Summit up until that point. There's maybe one screen in 1,500 meters that I think is significantly different than what I normally do in 90%, but for the most part, everything's kind of smooth sailing up until 2,500.
Yeah. 2K is also a little bit interesting, but nothing too bad.
Yeah! Yeah, I don't remember anything too bad in 2K. Oh, let's do a neutral jump. Cool. Go back to the galaxy rectangles here. Have some more fun with those. Something I didn't mention earlier, but you can actually do hyper dashes out of these dream blocks due to a pretty funky interaction with what we call coyote frames, where you can basically jump off the ground after you've left the ground, which we've been doing all run, and we abused with the first auto-scroller skip, but didn't really talk about back then.
Now, the difference between low grab and no grab, let's see that's being asked about in chat, is that low grab is just how it's done without the grabless variant, because that behaves differently than using the grabless variant, because with true grabless, the rule is generally just to not use your grab button, with an exception being made for Theo, because no one wants to try and do low grab Theo. Also because low grab Theo actually got changed in the farewell update, and I don't think anyone's ever updated the spreadsheet to reflect it.
Oh really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you used to be able to actually dash while holding Theo while you're in the state of being boosted by a Seeker explosion. And with Chapter 9, there was some updates to holdable item mechanics for obvious reasons, and you can no longer do that. Because it'd be a lot more noticeable if you could just like take a jellyfish into a spring or something and then just dash while holding jellyfish.
Yeah, that would definitely be funky. You know what? It's funny, the summit pace I'm on is not too much worse from my any percent attempt that I had yesterday. You don't like to see that.
Scuffed Ultra Room.
Nice. I had a little bit of trouble in the first long room in 1500. The second room went pretty fine though. I got all the really fast parts at the beginning and then realized I couldn't grab, so I couldn't make the fast cycle. Nice. Ooh. So, a kind of difficult room that I didn't mention that I just passed, where you kind of have to like demo under a wall and then jump off of the wall while you're like pushed in between two walls. Also, I'm having a lot of trouble with this room. There we go. And now we approach the auto-scroller room. There's a pretty cool trick in this room that we won't be doing in grabless, because we can't grab, which we need to do the trick. So instead we settle for this half-baked auto-scroller skip. But it's okay.
I'm actually doing like something kind of in between.
Really? Interesting. Oh no, I thought I did the thing, but I didn't, and I fell down and died. Which is unfortunate. You just like to see that.
Yeah, I just do a hyper off the moving block near the start and just land in the gap where you do the other skip.
Oh, I think I do the very similar thing, actually. Not the same. Unless I'm totally just thinking differently. Wait, do you do a spike jump?
No.
Oh, okay. Ah, here we go. Here we go. So this is 2,500 meters. Nothing super hard, but I'm getting pretty nervous for the last room already.
Got my trademark demo.
We're gonna be there for a while. Can I just back this up? No. Oh no, I fell. Ha, that's my name. Oh yeah, so nice cheeky little double spike jump there to get a key. That Yeah, we would normally have to go down and get a bubble to carry us up there. Nice little use of momentum on. Okay.
Did some weird dash spam to back up room after 2500 key.
Nice. And here we are.
Sounds like we're entering at the same time. I just got to the room too.
Cool. Well, lots of thoughts and prayers in the chat.
See how this goes.
Oh, I got very close on my first attempt.
Same.
Yeah, so this is where realistically one of us could get it and just leave the other person behind and finish before the other person gets it. Oh, very close again.
Oop, I got it.
Oh, let's go, Spirialis.
Second try.
That's amazing. That's incredible. That's, like, ridiculous. Hopefully it doesn't take me too much longer.
Didn't choke the end of the room either. Nice.
Because I might be here for a few minutes.
Yeah. Let's get some Bless RNGs for Fell.
Yes. I'm gonna need it. Yeah, the trick starts off with lining up on the very right side of this platform and then doing a hyper with jump press for exactly 5 frames. So that's fun. And then comes the hard part. Oh, so close. I've gotten a pixel to the right of where I need to be 3 times now.
Yeah, seems like that happens a lot.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Oh, close. Very close. Yes, hopefully it won't take me too much longer, but realistically this is the reason the estimate's so high.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just to account for, you know, whatever could happen in here. Oh, that was very close. I may actually have messed up my inputs. I may have actually got that. Oh. Spirialis is probably approaching flag 11 at some point pretty soon. Which
Yeah,
is
I'm on
like
flag 12 actually.
the last hard part of the run. After the 2500 meter skip. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've gotten the correct Y pixel and the incorrect X pixel off by 1, like 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah, it's just the nature of the trick.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It's the way it be.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Absolutely.
We have $10 from Gory, no message, but we do thank you for your generosity. And remember that you can donate, and we have some bid wars going on. We have Choose That Pokemon for the Puzzle League run coming up, and Squirtle's still well in the lead with $1,000.
Oh my god.
Mario Maker 2 team, Grand Pooh Bear, and the Beast are still in the lead, $150. Simp Jones for favorite SM64 team is in the lead by $19. So if the babes, Cheese and Ludwig, if you want Ludwig and Cheese to be the best SM64 team, get your donations in. And of course, the best game franchise is still Zelda at $488.
Oh, I'm getting some really close attempts. It's only a matter of time until I slip through.
I accidentally took flag 9 and then used it a few times, so I guess that could have been worse.
That's, yeah, definitely could have been worse. Oh my gosh. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I can get there. Taking a dash a little bit later than I'm doing right now. I'll be good. Almost. Yeah. It is definitely very incredible that Spirialis was able to get this second try. Oh my gosh, so close.
Yeah. You seem like you're doing pretty well with it this morning, and
I was doing so well with it this
I
morning.
was not doing that well this morning, actually, but
I got it actually twice in a row for my first time ever this morning.
nice. I don't know, I was messing with it for like 5 minutes and hit it like once or twice, I think.
Oh, that was so close. We're getting good attempts. We're getting good attempts. Nice cheeky little save there.
Forgot I need to skip cutscene. Forgot file time still goes. So, yeah, I just finished my run.
GG, Speedrun.
42:22.
Is that a world record?
I have no idea what Marlon's time is, actually. It's a 40-something.
Oh, I'm through. I just gotta not choke the rest of the room.
Marlon's world record on the boards is 42:48.
Oh, a little bit of a
Nice.
heart attack there.
26 seconds, nice.
Let's go. Good world record. GG. Oh, well, I will be finishing out with a sub 50 time, which will be a pretty big PB for me as well.
Ooh. Yeah, I just saw the thing that gave you a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually toying around with the possibility of doing that on purpose in the race and decided that was just totally not worth it. But it happened anyway.
Dang. Marlon says that his run had 6 A's, so it was doomed from the beginning. He can see it.
It didn't have 2B either, so it was totally unoptimal. Nice little spike ball landing there. That was totally intentional, for sure.
No. Apparently the people demand core. Guess I can do that while you're
might as
finishing
well,
up.
while I'm finishing. Yeah, I should be another, maybe 2.5, 3 minutes,
Wait.
depending on
How do you give yourself parts?
debug. I don't think there's a console command for it.
I typed in something and it didn't complain, so we'll see if that worked.
What did you type in? I'm curious.
Parts 4?
Parts 4. That sounds promising.
Yeah. Cool.
Did it work?
Yeah?
What? I've never heard of that before. That's awesome.
I was pretty sure a console command existed because I know Uni mentioned that she got to the third heart door in 9D and didn't have any hearts. But she got past it because she had the console command.
Oh, I see. And I'm going to be doing the last hard flag here with a manual diagonal demo, which, to people who know what that means, know it's kind of annoying. Oh, and yeah, that was not bad. It was like... Cool! Oh, I just barely got that dash crystal. That was close. Grabless ice skip, yes.
Attempting it. Ooh, that was close.
What was your Grabless PB before this race?
I mean, I don't think I really had one other than my Grabless Arb run, which
really?
was like a 120 something.
Look at the PB then, huh?
Yeah.
I'm on.
Yeah, I assure you guys this is possible, but it's a little rough.
I am through flag 2. Heck yes.
I don't remember the timing for the actual, for the part after you get to the left wall.
And that would be time for me.
Nice.
Nice.
I'll just grab this berry and, then probably end the stream. I can't leave the people without grabless ice skip.
Of course not.
Grabless ice skip.
Of course not. 45-47. That's a big PB for me. That's exciting.
There we go.
Yo, let's go. It looked like that was a pretty dang even race, aside from 2500 actually.
Guess I'll just keep going and let the stream runners decide if they're cutting stream or not. But yeah, that was really close. I mean, we entered the last 2,500 meters room at basically the same time.
Yeah, and then that's where all the marbles go down there. It looks like we're good to do an outro. So thank you guys for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching, guys.
And GG Spirialis.
Yeah, GG Fell.